All right, on this episode of Bouts Talking Bouts, we have a big fight going, Unified MMA 41, happening on September the 24th, and a welterweight affair going down between Cole Campbell and Matt Krayco, a fight that was catching my eye, and wanted to get Matt on the show to get some insights. How's the training going there, man? It seems like you're posted up in the gym, getting in some good work. Maybe a little sore, but good work all the same.
I've been good. Basically going back-to-back fights here. Last fight went really good, and so it's been realistically a very, very, very long camp. So, we work hard now so we can shine later, right?
Yeah, no doubt, man. And I mean, quite the period of time between bouts there. I imagine a few factors were at play there. It seemed like some injuries kind of informed that as well. But, just setting that up to ask, like, how did it feel to kind of get back out there after, 3 years of just, not being able to compete? I imagine it was a pretty big, cathartic kind of relief, like just, getting back out there and getting to do what you're passionate about.
100%. And that's the biggest thing for it. Like, obviously, I don't want to take this as far as I can go and stuff like that. But, between my injuries and then COVID happening, I don't know, it took quite a while. And then, right back in the thick of things, headlining a show and stuff like that. And, big crowds are back in. Watching all these events with COVID with no people around and, having crowds back. And it's just, I don't know, back in the day, the old me, without keeping my head controlled and straight and stressing and worrying about all these things, it probably would have got to me kind of thing. But honestly, it's the whole process of it. It was so surreal. It didn't even feel like it happened, to be honest with you. And let alone for it feels like it didn't happen, that I'm right back into another camp and getting back in there kind of thing. So there's no time to. No real time to actually sit back and look back of what happened and things like that. And I'm not gonna lie, I enjoyed and I lived in the moment. And that was the biggest thing for it. And I'm truly honored and grateful that I got to do what I loved, and grateful for all that. I just it felt. Words can't describe, and like I said, it's like a dream. It doesn't feel real, Obviously, I don't know. There's always talk about ring rust and things like that, but I don't know. Everything just went so in line with that last fight. It just, like I said, it just was too good to be true. It wasn't real, right? But I don't know. But I guess that's a test to all the hard work and time I put in. And I think, even though I haven't competed for quite a while, that doesn't mean that I haven't been putting work in the gym and, helping guys get ready for fights and going through the rounds and the whole process and stuff, right? Go through hell in here so that way when we go in there, it's nothing, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And it seems like dynamic MMA has been a great spot for you over the years, just really informing what you're doing as a fighter and just continually shaping your skills as a fighter.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's crazy when I tell people, because they ask how long I've been with Vince and Dynamic, and tell them, oh yeah, when I was 8 years old, and no really breaks in between, and now that I'm 30, man, it's 22 years. It's crazy. And we have everything in here, every single piece. We need help from the get-go. We've always done everything, right? And that's the one thing that caught me, and that I really enjoyed and am passionate about, was actually being a true full martial artist, and never just one thing. It just multiple things kind of thing. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? Obviously, once in a while there's certain guys in certain gyms and certain people that we affiliate with, and sometimes if we need to bring a certain special guy in or things like that, we work with, right? And vice versa, if other gyms need help and they, call up. But I don't know. It's structured. It's home. It's, like I said, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? What's the need?
Yeah, no doubt. That's what it's all about. And I also like the, not to be punny, but the dynamics there where you're also, training as a competitive fighter, but also coaching and, teaching people too. Like, how does the, I guess, teaching people technique, like, further bolster your own understanding of the technique, if at all?
That was the biggest thing. For, I had an interview and we was talking about it. And back when I broke my hand, and then all the multiple surgeries and stuff like that. I'm a journeyman electrician by trade and stuff like that. So I wasn't able to work because I needed my hands kind of thing. So I started teaching like a lot, more full time, more so if you will, rather than just like as a passion side hobby. Even though it was still a passion for it, it just I don't know, made me fall in love with the martial arts aspect of it again, and like to be able to teach and spread knowledge and like to actually know it's like helping people make it like a change and a difference for them, and they like actually respect it and are gonna take it for what it's worth. It just no words can describe that. Like it just made me. I know, to be honest with you, it made me fall more so the traditional aspect of it. Made me fall in love with martial arts again. Like, remembering what it truly is, not just all brute, guys kicking the shit out of each other.
Yeah.
Trying to show off, right? And, I know little things those things kind of help me. It's made me stay humble throughout the process and stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. And I'm back for rambling on. I didn't even know what your question was. You asked about like teaching and stuff at the gym and like how that helps and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think you gave some good insights. Just kind of like gave you that, I guess, realization that, I guess, sense of like, oh yeah, this is kind of what brought me to the dance initially. Like some of those early training martial arts kind of feelings, if that's kind of a fair characterization of what you're saying.
And that was the thing. Like in like starting like from here in the kids program, like we did the traditional programs, but we also did wrestling, jiu-jitsu, boxing, Muay Thai, kung fu. Like we did it all, right? My coach has multiple black belts in different martial arts, and it's because true like mixed martial arts back in the day, you never know what you're gonna get, and you still don't know what you're gonna get, even though we're at a basis now that everyone knows a little bit of everything. Obviously people have certain strengths and more strengths in certain areas and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
But it just kept helping me evolve, and like I don't know, it's crazy to be doing this for this long. Like started martial arts 22 years ago, and then like competing actual like MMA and like kickboxing, boxing stuff for the last 15 years. Like, yeah, it's hard. It's I don't know, it's everything to me, if you will.
Yeah, you've been putting in work for a decent bit, no doubt, and it even kind of shows in some of the different reference points there. Like I was reading an article where you were talking about how you'd broken your hand in the Michael Hill fight, and you're like, oh yeah, you just got to go full Uriah Faber to start throwing the elbows, like referencing the fight back in the day when he fought Mike Brown and broke the hands there. So I dug that there.
Yeah, and like that's the thing. Like, been around the sport for a long, long time, and like generally, like day to day people, like I don't like everyone knowing that this is what I do and stuff like that, because like I don't know, you always get like the stigmas and things like that. But looking back on that, is actually that. I've never broken a bone in my life, actually. That was the first and only bone I've ever broken. I mean, I've broken my nose and things like that from training, and maybe, like, kicked a few things and, like, minor fractures, but to have that happen in the fight and, like, not know how things were, like, going and things like that, like, it's a different experience, and that's the thing. At the end of the day, you're in there. You're not going anywhere after, so whatever's done is done, so you might as well leave it all hang out there, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's like you're going to be in the cage for a bit longer, so you might as well, see it through till the end, and that seemed like it happened, kind of halfway through the fight there. So, I mean, still a fair bit of time, thereafter.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like, yeah, it was a little weird. Like, I don't know, the even talking to Mike after and my coaches and the rep. And I was very grateful that we like continued on. And you know, it is a scary thing too, like having major injuries and stuff like that, and like being with like higher level guys. Like, you know, things can happen if you don't respect the sport and stuff like that. But I was able to keep my composure and work through it and defend myself and still keep it competitive. And yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy what the mind can do.
Yeah, I mean, I imagine you learned something from that experience too, just, you know, going the distance in a title fight with all of that adversity there. I imagine it made the victory when you returned that much greater. I mean, it played out like quite an amazing narrative in a lot of regards. Like, you literally get the buzzer beater, you know, stoppage in the first round there via ground and pound. Like, how did it feel to, you know, kind of realize that after the fact? Like, was there a sense of urgency in the moment where you're like, damn, this might go to the next round, I really got to pour it on? Like, what was that moment like with Tim Smith?
So 100%. I thought he was getting out of that round, and it was good. I was just lots of control, being patient, seeing what he was bringing, things like that. The scary thing is, like, everyone's like, "Oh my god, that was so good," and like I talked to my coaches and the guys I've been working with, and like my wife and everyone else, and like, man, like people didn't even get to see what I've been working on, and like my real shine yet, and like that's the scary thing. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, like I felt robbed. I honestly did. I wanted more rounds. I wanted more time in there. And like I was just trying to. I know I had good position, and I was like, you know, before the clapper went off, I knew that the round was coming towards the end, and I was like, well, I feel fucking great. I'm not scared of getting tired here. Like, let's put it on a bit, see if we get him some cuts, or, you know, haze him up a bit before he goes to his corner so his recovery is not as good. Maybe, I don't know. But, yeah, I was planning on getting right back to his feet and stuff like that. And, yeah, it was weird. I mean, we knew he was going to kick a lot, so I was trying to, like, step into, I was either going to catch that he would fall or try to counter off and things like that. And, yeah, I really strongly think that my ground game and my, like, wrestling and jiu-jitsu is hugely underrated. And, like, to be able to show a little bit of that, make people, I don't know, hopefully people respect a little bit more. If not, I mean, that's their own disadvantage and stuff, right? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
So that as it comes, but yeah, like, yeah, it just, everything was, yeah, like I said, I'm very grateful, and like it was tough fighting someone like Tim, who I respect, and like, you know, at the end of the day we got to compete and stuff like that. But yeah, like I said, I felt robbed. I got kicked a couple times that I'm not gonna lie to you, I got some Muay Thai guys here in the gym that hammered the shit out of me. That I was like, man, I felt like I needed to get hit or something. Like, I went into sparring, I was like, the following week, I was like, guys, I'm like, we need to just bang away kind of thing. I was like, we need to release some stuff, you know? But I mean, no one ever wants to get hit. I'll take those all day, but like after being off for years, like I said, in the gym and stuff like that, you prepare for the worst and you put yourself through hell, because if those situations happen in there, you're fine because you already lived through them, you already went through them, you already prepared for that, you know how to deal and go with it, kind of thing. And yeah, I don't know. I'm excited to get back in there again. Like I said, it felt great to get back in. I'm blown away that I kept my composure and then just dropped and started bawling in there, because I realized there was no way I wasn't coming out of that fight without my hand raised, no matter who was in front of me. And I worked so hard to get back in there, and it just on to the next one. Keep the ball rolling, you know?
Yeah, for sure. But in addressing that next one, I mean, you talked about some interesting elements from the last fight there, just saying like you kind of wished you got in some more time in there to a degree, like showing off the maybe underrated to some grappling aspects of your game. I'm noticing Cole Campbell has all of his Crow wins via submission. Like, do you see this as a fight where there can be that opportunity to maybe get the additional cage time, show off the submission grappling?
Yeah, potentially. In every fight, you gotta take it differently and stuff like that, and like, you gotta adapt to what's given to you and whatnot. But you also look on his record too. What's most of his losses?
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I guess you see that as like maybe a lane where you can kind of like take advantage with your, I guess, stylistic proclivities. Like you see your style matching up well with his in that sense.
Yeah, no, exactly, 100%. Like, that's the thing. At the end of the day, like I said, in this game, everyone gets to the point. Everyone knows a little bit of everything. There's no kinds of buts about it. You can't underlook anyone. You can't look at records. You gotta prepare for the worst and train your ass off and be ready to go for whatever comes at you. Obviously, I know he's a very strong wrestler, and I know he's good with his ground game and knowledge of jits and all that stuff. But like I give him credit for his stand up and stuff like that. But like, yeah, it doesn't matter where it goes. It's you can't worry about others. Obviously, we put in the implements and worked on the things that we needed to for this fight of his main go-tos of what his finger pulls are and what you need to improve on. And yeah, once again, I respect him. He stepped up to the fight when a lot of people wouldn't again, and I'm happy to be in there. I'm grateful for Sonny getting me on the card, and I can't, I'm just very grateful for everything. I it all working too hard for this, but to make his life into this, so I'm not letting it slip away for nothing. And how you brought up my thing before, like I break my hand, well, I guess we're throwing elbows and vice versa. Like we have screws, and I have many different tools in my box that I can decide whichever way I want to go to finish or control the fight. Like prepared for anything. Yeah, I don't know. At the end of the day, if I wanted a Krayco sub, I'd be happy. If I wanted a quick knockout, I'd be happy. If we went to full 15 minutes, I'd be happy. I'm grateful for whatever comes. It just you never know what it's going to be, right? So you just take it for what it is and roll punch.
Yeah.
Prepared for anything.
Yeah, I think that's a great way to be looking at it for sure, man. And, I was excited for this fight prior to talking to you, but compounded even more after getting some insights from you. But just in the interest of, being mindful of your schedule, is there anything you might want to add as a parting thought as we're kind of wrapping up here, man?
Fireworks. I mean, you're only as good as your last fight, and every fight is the biggest opportunity of life, no matter what it is. And like I said, like the scariest thing is no one's truly seen or got to witness my full true potential yet, and like that's the scariest thing. Like once. Like the biggest thing, like getting the head with the body and everything else. Like now that like mind wise, that I just in such a good place and everything's just connecting. Just like it's scary. I feel bad. Like I mean, at the end of the day, we gotta go do what we love to do on each end, and there's got to be winner and loser. But like honestly, I feel bad for who's across from me because like I don't know, something was woken up again. And it ain't stopping, I know I don't got. I'm not getting any younger, so we're going full bore ahead, and we ain't stopping. No one's stopping us, and yeah, I'd be very excited for it. The whole card from top to bottom, Sonny and them at Unified do an excellent job. The energy and atmosphere and stuff like that. It's gonna be an exciting night, and yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. I'll put a little extra stamp on there for everyone.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a shit talker, man. I just, like I said, I'm a true martial artist. I like to do what I do. I have that little beast inside me that wants to unleash. I respect the guy. I'm not over underlooking him in any each way. He's coming. I'm coming. Like I said, you prepare for the. Doesn't matter who's crossing you. You prepare for the best possible solidest guy that you're going to be competing against, whether it be on the feet, ground, wrestling, jits, judo, karate, boxing, whatever. It doesn't matter, right?
Yeah, I got to be ready for wherever the fight goes, and that seems to be the case here for you. Very much excited to check out this Unified MMA 41 bout. People can check that out September 24th on UFC Fight Pass. If you're in the Edmonton, Alberta area, you can definitely check out the card too. Although you might want to be getting tickets sooner than later because, like you were just saying there, great card top to bottom. And one of the fights I'm looking forward to for sure, Cole Campbell and Matt Krayco. So big thanks for coming on the show and giving some insights, man. Best of luck with the remainder of the preparations here, and just have a good rest of your day too, man.
I appreciate that. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And yeah, definitely the show sells out so fast every time. But fortunately, everyone gets the opportunity. If you want, go check it out on UFC Fight Pass. And yeah, it's a great night. It's gonna be a great night. There'll be lots of fireworks from start to finish. And yeah, it's a pleasure, and I appreciate you having me on the show.